Paws and Claws here. We're going to take a little break from my paws and claws, my love of animals, for a Halloween special. This is Resurrection Cemetery in Chicago, Illinois. It is said that the ghost of Resurrection Mary haunts these streets at night, walking down the side of the road. But what I wanted to show you is these gates. These gates are new. I'd say, I don't know, 5 to 7 years old, maybe a little bit older than that, but they're new. A cop was driving down this road right there. And from his squad car, he saw on the other side of this gate what appeared to be a person holding on to the bars of the gate. Naturally, the cop came in to investigate. And when he approached the gates of Resurrection Cemetery, the figure was gone. But what he did notice was that on the bars around this area right here, and these are all new, this whole gate is new, you can tell. It's very, very, very new, very clean. But when I first came here back in 1989, 1990, there were melted bars from where the other side of the person went onto these bars looking towards the street. Because whatever the cop saw, it was on the other side of this gate. But as he approached it, he saw that there was handprints on each bar. And it appeared that the handprints had melted through the bars. And this was actually seen by a cop, as I say. So I guess what Resurrection decided to do, the cemetery, what they decided to do was to cut section of the bars here and here, wherever the handprints were. They actually cut 2 sections. They took it somewhere to a welder to try to straighten out the bars. These bars are square, but the bars that were used to be here were round. Your typical old cemetery gates. So they thought that they could straighten out the bars and try to make it look as normal as possible. And then they welded it from here to here, from here to here, back in place to the gate. And I remember seeing those bars. And if you go on and Google it, you might come across the original picture of this gate with the repair that was done on the bars where they were welded back on there. But you could still see the imprint. It still wasn't perfect. And so what it is believed is that it was cemetery, was in the cemetery on the other side of this gate was a person or a ghost or an apparition that somehow had melted through the bars as it was peering on the other side of this gate looking towards the street. And it melted the bars. And as the cop approached, the apparition disappeared. I don't know how long it's been since they reported last seen Resurrection Cemetery. There was one instance to a Resurrection Cemetery where the ghost of Mary was picked up at a ballroom, which is down the street. And she wanted to go from the ballroom with this gentleman. The gentleman gave her a ride from the ballroom, and heading down this way, she noticed that the person that he was dancing with was pale and cold to the touch while he was dancing with her. But when they left the ballroom, heading from that direction on this highway, going this way, as they approached the driveway into the entrance of Resurrection Cemetery, he looked over to his side and she had disappeared and vanished. This gentleman was interviewed years later, and he swore up until his death that what he saw and what he experienced was real. So I'm going to see if I can stick my camera through the gates, and I'm going to do a panorama of the whole area. If anybody spots anything, picks up anything, leave a comment. This area right now, I'm the only one here, but I can assure you as you start getting closer to Halloween. More people will be on the other side of this, where I'm standing, peering into the cemetery to see if they can get a glimpse of Resurrection Cemetery, of its famous, infamous ghost that is said to be buried here. The story of Resurrection Mary is that she had crossed the street and was hit by a car, and that she's somewhere in here buried and preserved in a glass coffin in one of these mausoleums. Somehow she's preserved in here, and every once in a while she likes to come out and take a stroll. And that is a legend of Resurrection Mary. As you can tell, if I can pull back more, you can see that these gates are awfully new. And I can understand why they changed the gates, because it attracted a lot of weirdos like me to the cemetery to take a look at the bars that were repaired. I'm gonna walk over here. And again, if anybody sees anything, just leave a comment. It's really dark. I don't want to attract a lot of attention by me being here, because the police will come and they'll either ask me very politely to get the hell out of here, or they'll drag me out of here. Either way, I'm not going to argue with them, but I don't want to attract too much attention. I've been in this cemetery during the day as well, when the gates are open, and it's quite typical of your normal cemetery. Quite big. So for like about 15 seconds, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to pan and let me know if anybody hears or sees anything. You can't see it through the camera on your end as you're watching this video, but those three lights is a building, probably a mausoleum. It might be where Resurrection Mary is, I don't know, but it's a building. Now right over here, you can't see it, but if you can see that shadowy building right in front, straight ahead, that is a mausoleum. And sometimes as you're driving down this road at night, that mausoleum lights up and the lights come on. And if you go around, the lights turn off. It's one of the other strange things that happen here. I'm just going to pan back, and maybe we can see something peering at us from the other side of those gates. Am I afraid being here? No. People scare me more than apparitions. Apparitions won't hurt you, but people will. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Pause and close out. Happy Halloween. This is part 1 of my Halloween Haunted Chicago series.